My name is Chris Mansky. I work down at the Blue Beach Fossil Museum in Avonport, Nova Scotia. Here in Kings County, on the Bay of Fundy at the mouth of the Avon River, we've been uncovering evidence of the first creatures who come from water to land and a great diversity of archaic fishes. The shoreline is 4 kilometers of cliffs and fossil exposures that have been producing parts of evolution's greatest mystery, the story that has never been filled in. Blue Beach is home to thousands of footprint fossils, thousands of fossil fish skeleton and portions thereof. Something as well preserved as these little raindrop impressions is really quite a trick for Mother Nature and geology to pull off. This one here allows us to say it rained at Blue Beach 350 million years ago. This very dramatic material here is something that all visitors can't help but notice at Blue Beach. This is the tunnels of worms. So there must have been millions of worms living in great concentrations at certain levels in the mud offshore. This isn't the worms themselves, it's only really their tunnels. In many ways, trace fossils fall short. They don't tell us too much about the biology of this animal. But they do tell us something that bones and bodies can never tell us, is about behavior, about environment and living conditions, and also about social interaction. We offer 3 very different tours for the fossil enthusiasts at Blue Beach. Essentially, our tours are organized fossil hunts. We're out there looking for, of course, the rarest of rare tetrapod skeleton evidence. But in our travels up the shoreline, you will see a number of features, and it's all right here, the closest walk from the museum itself. Some of these oak trees following the road at Blue Beach are 300 to 400 years old. This is clearly an unnatural straight line of ancient trees. We believe these were planted by the Acadians along the edge of their early path into this area. Blue Beach is 4 kilometers of shoreline, so well beyond the furthest distant visible point here. The cliffs continue, and there is at least 2 or 3 good fossils every day. This is a footprint. We found it about 5 steps in off the road, and it's easily overlooked by all visitors, by any of the collectors, because these are not readily recognized as footprints. But after many years at Blue Beach, I know that they are. Just a short distance away, another quick grab is of a different type of material altogether. This is a rock that contains a great many little bones, fish scales, debris layer of animal parts. Now there's not much more than a few fish scales in this piece, but if we pick up enough of these in a row, one of them has a very significant bone find. This is going to be nice when I turn this one over. It's going to be handsomely mud cracked with footprints. There's a footprint. There's another footprint. This is really a footprint here too, with the long sliding back of the claw. It's quite a spectacular layer and a spectacular event. Something that's not often given its credit or given its due is the fossil plants at Blue Beach. Mostly dominated by 1 or 2 species of tree. We can see some bark impressions here, typical of most of what we find. Footprint there too. You can see the toes here. And this is a sign of the drag. Faint sign of the tail being drug. Blue Beach Museum is a 12-year passionate volunteer-driven effort. Essentially, my wife and I have established a small private museum, but it may be a small museum. We house the largest collection of fossils in Atlantic Canada. We must establish a facility where we can guarantee their long-term storage and care, and there is no better place to create such a facility than right here where the very fossils are being discovered, so that such work can be fostered and continue. So we have formed a nonprofit society called the Blue Beach Fossil Museum Society. It's dedicated to promoting, protecting, and presenting to the public the fossil resources of Blue Beach. Discoveries at Blue Beach will lead to understanding our own origins in a whole new way. So come today to Blue Beach and try your hand at plumbing some of evolution's greatest mysteries.